Hello students. In this session, we will be seeing a simple example with the help of sklearn for linear regression. So let us begin. First of all, I'll be importing the library pandas. So import pandas as PD and then let me go import pandas as PD and let me import from sklearn dot linear model. So linear regression can be imported from linear model. Let me import linear regression. I'll be creating a small data set. Let me create a dictionary D is equal to, and in this particular dictionary, let me create the number of hours a student studies, that is hours, and this hours I will put it into a list. Let it be 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, 8 hours, then let's say 2 hours, 9 hours. So these are the number of hours a student studies, and then we will have the scores, that how much score does that particular student get. So here I'll be putting up for scores. So yeah, so let me just make it as scores, 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 and let's say this guy gets it gets 60% score, and this guy gets 65% score, and this gets, let's say, 70%, and 8 hours this guy gets 90% score, and again this guy gets 55%. So this is how we will have different scores these guys are getting. And 60, let's give 76% score. 3, this guy would get, let's say, about 65%, and 76%, this guy 98%, and this guy would get 45%. So this is what is a dictionary I have created, and let's say scores scores is equal to pd.data data frame. So we are creating a data frame from the dictionary D, and let me just check what is there inside scores. So here you can see that we have hours and scores column inside the scores data frame, and the hours is basically my X, that is input, and scores is my output. So this is an example of simple linear regression, because here we have only one input, that is X, and only one output. So X here is the number of hours that student is studying, and Y here is the score he is getting. So this is what is simple linear regression. So let me divide the data into X and Y. So X is equal to, I will be taking up scores scores of, and here I'll be putting up hours, and I'll put it into double brackets, because if I'm going to put it into double brackets, then it is going to become two-dimensional, and our algorithm actually demands it to be in two-dimensional. However, I can keep y as single dimension, so scores, and here I can put the actually scores. It is not showing me scores over here, so let me type it down, scores scores, and this is my y. So we have X and Y created, that is the input data and the output data. Now further moving, what I will do is I will create an object of linear regression. So this is our model, that is linear regression model, which is untrained now. So we need to train it. So for training purpose, we have got the fit function. So I'll be doing lr.fit. Inside the fit function, we need to pass input labels and input parameters, that is X and Y. So I'm passing them here. Here you can see that it is getting trained. So now my model has got trained. What further I can do is I can utilize my model for prediction. So I'll be using lr.predict method, and this method is going to help us with the prediction. As of now, I am passing the same variable, that is X, to it, and we'll be comparing it with Y. So you can see that it has made a prediction, and we have got the predictions over here. Now let me store it into a variable. So y underscore pred is equal to, let me store it there, and lr.predict predict, and inside it I'll pass X. So ypred has got the data. Now in that same data frame, that is scores scores, and I'll add one column, that is y underscore pred pred, and I'll be storing these values inside it, y underscore pred pred. So here you can see that we have both the columns side by side present, and you can visually also look that how better the algorithm has performed or not. If you want, you can basically plot the scatter plot for it to understand the performance, or you can go for the metrics like mean absolute error, mean squared error. You can go for that also, which will help you out to understand that how this model has been performing. So let me just plot it once. So what I will do is from matplotlib import pyplot pyplot as plt. So from matplotlib import pyplot as plt, and let me just plot it. So plt dot scatter scatter, and here I'm going to plot the first variable as hours scores, and here I'll be putting up hours, hours hours, and y I'll be putting as scores scores, and here I'll have scores only. Okay, so scores, yes. So this is what is my first one. And second plot I'll be doing, so it says score doesn't mean anything, so here I need to put s, and let's implement this. And let me just take this piece of code and let me have it here. And with ypred I need to compare, so ypred so with ypred I am comparing. Okay, so here you can see ypred is giving us more of a straight line, and this one is not giving us that kind of straight line. So that is a difference we are able to see in the plots which we have got. So in the same plot I have drawn it so that it becomes easy to compare. So the orange one is the ypred and the blue one is the y scores. We can see the difference. You can also import a matrix, and for importing a matrix you can do from sklearn dot metrics matrix import, and you can do it for mean absolute error a b mean absolute error, and you can also import mean squared error. So we have mean squared error, so these you can import, and we can quickly check on that how basically what is the value of mean absolute error. So here you can see I need to put the ypred as well as the y actual, so both the ones I have to put. So scores, and here in the bracket I can put scores scores, and then I can just put comma and scores scores, and here I'll be putting y underscore pred. And let me check what is the mean absolute error. So mean absolute error is 5, which is quite less, and similar way the magnitude is not very high. Similar way mean squared error squared squared error. So here you can see mean squared error, the comparative value will be higher, but it is also low, 46. So this is how a simple linear regression can be implemented. I hope you understood in this particular part. You can follow this particular tutorial to implement simple linear regression model. I'll be taking you to more depth with the help of data sets and how more what more we should work with linear regressions in the upcoming tutorials.